I wanted to ask you, as someone that worked on TV, and I don't know what that is, just describe the transition from working for a big corporation to you saying, you know what, I want to bet on myself, because a lot of people have not. It seems like a lot of
Yeah.
people are still holding on for dear life to these companies. And you were like, no, I'm willing to bet on myself and go independent. What has been the biggest challenge for you during this transition?
Yeah, I mean, it was a process. Look, and I think the process really started with one day my friend Matt Linson, I'm out at his house at a barbecue, and he's like, man, you need to start a podcast. Now, this is coming off of Max and Marcellus. Max is already at First Take. I
Right.
love doing radio. Everyone loved our radio show. It's real intimate when you're vulnerable on the radio versus
Right.
even television. You get a different response. So I
Mhm.
missed radio, and he was like, just do a podcast. But this is around 2017. I'm at ESPN. I got two shows. I'm like, nah. And I'm going to be real. I looked down on podcasts at the time. I was like,
Mm.
man, that's basement stuff. That's staying at home with mama stuff. I was like, I'm not doing that. I got two shows on ESPN. Forget it. So at that time, I didn't know this, but Pat McAfee was trying to get a show or at least interviews to do the rounds at ESPN. And they said no. He couldn't get a
Right.
show at ESPN,
Right.
right? So it's
Hmm.
the same time I got two shows at ESPN, and this guy can't even get in the door. Then 2018 happens. I go with Jason Whitlock. We do Speak for Yourself for 2 years.
Hmm.
Jason, in the middle of the night, leaves and goes to the Blaze after he went to the Outkick first. So
Mm.
he
Mm.
leaves me. Now, I wasn't mad at what he did. I was mad at how he did it because he never told me he was going to leave, even
Mm.
though I knew he was going to leave because I have contacts and the bosses told me, coworkers told me. I'm fine.
Mm.
Jason
Mm.
leaves me. Now, who's going to be my co host? It was about a month or two. They were trying to figure that out. Ends up being Emmanuel Acho.
Right.
Between that time, my agent, super agent, Nick Khan, who calls me one day and says, Marcellus, I'm going to move on for another opportunity. I could be the president of WWE wrestling,
Wow.
and I got to swing for the fences. I was like, all right, I love this guy to death to this day. Cobra is my guy. So I
Mm.
said, I respect that, got to do it. We're around the same age as well. He leaves. So for the last 2 years at Fox, I didn't have an agent. Everybody's calling,
Wow.
what's next? What's next? What's next? What they didn't know that the seeds were being planted for me to think about doing something else. So then
Mm.
Acho comes on, and Acho and I have a great relationship. I've known him forever. We built something. I liked our conversations. I liked our show. But he was doing what Whitlock was doing in the terms of he was planning to do the show without me or do a different show. Wasn't mad at what he was doing.
Sorry to cut you off, but why?
Oh yeah.
Is it? What do you think was the reason? Is it that maybe the chemistry wasn't there? Because looking at it, I mean, when I watched the show, you guys are great. So what do you think was the reason for that? Maybe just wanted to do something different, or
No, I ain't gonna give you no PR answer. Acho wants to be a star. Acho is a star to me. I think he has tremendous talent. Where his
right?
personality lies in your life, it could be yes or no. But I get it. But the dude is a talent. He can
Sure,
read
one
that
hundred percent,
prompter. He can seduce the damn prompter almost. It's crazy. He's a talent. He's an orator.
100%.
That said, he wanted to be a star. This is a guy who played in the NFL for like 4 years, didn't get his bread, didn't get to the heights that he wanted to. You go to University of Texas, you supposed to be a dog in the league, and it didn't work out for him. I ain't mad at it. And now he had his shot. He had Oprah Winfrey as an ally. He had his uncomfortable conversations that blew up. He wrote best-selling books. Like the dude was ready to be a star. And working with me out of his respect for me, out of his reverence for me, sometimes deference, and just me
Uh,
being there, my presence, it
right.
was quote unquote my show just because I was there first. And it really wasn't my show. It was Colin and then Jason Whitlock and then me. But the point is, he just didn't feel like he could fully flex. And I knew that. So he didn't know that I was also thinking of doing other things.
Other things.
So I wasn't mad at what he was trying to do. And the bosses told me and coworkers told me, but he didn't tell me. I wasn't mad at what he was trying to do. I was
Mhm.
mad at how he
Mhm.
was doing it. So we shaking hands, hey big bro, every day. But I'm like, dog, you taking all these meetings, you trying to do all this stuff around me or without me. Just talk to me. Now, why am I making this an issue with Whitlock and Acho? because when Max Kellerman was getting recruited to go to First Take, I remember the phone call, and I remember him hanging it up during our commercial break, and I remember him saying, "Bruh, we got to talk next break. Guess what's going down?"
Well, I see.
And that's the way I would have done it. That's the way Max did it. So that's my standard. I am not jealous or hating on anybody, because whatever someone has done in this industry or on the field, I have checked that box as well. So I don't come with that spirit. I come with the spirit of their ethics, and there is a standard and expectation that I want. Let me fast forward. So Acho and I do the show for 2 years. Time's up. The bosses are like, we want to change the direction of the show, all this stuff. They wanted to do a lighter show. They wanted to do the show that they're doing now. And I just thought that was behind me in terms of I've already done those type of shows. Sports Nation, lighter, more surface, little shock jock. I was just like, I want it deeper. So then they offered me the opportunity to go to First Things First. But they were thinking it was going to come to LA, but it didn't end up coming to LA. It stayed in New York. I tried, Charles, for like a week in my mind to like do the Strahan plan, I call it, where I'm going to go to New York on Monday, come back Friday. The family will be okay. I come back with the big check and we're good. And I tried to run a simulation in my house for like a day.
Wait.
And I was like, let me.
You ran a simulation
in my house.
Really?
In LA.
Wow.
Like I'm not there. But I want to see what happens if I'm not here for 5 days.
How everything will work. Got you.
And I look at it. I'm like, this ain't going to work. These 3 little kids I got going.
That's all
they're going to wear my wife out. Wear her out. So I had to nix that. We tried to build a couple other things with Fox. It didn't work out. I love those guys over there. No hate, no animus at all. What gave me the confidence in that long-winded story was this. Pat McAfee couldn't get a gig where I had 2 gigs. End up coming back. Wop, lapping everybody 10 times. Everybody bow down your second place to me in terms of what I've acquired, right? So that was crazy. Then Jason Whitlock having his success. Then Nick Khan becoming Nick Khan, who runs WWE right now. Look up how much he got in a bonus just last year. And I was like, all these people that are close to me, connected to me, and even Max Kellerman, when he left me to go to First Take, he still got his bread. He still got a huge platform. I was like, everybody is taking a gamble on themselves. And I'm sitting here fat and full in this velvet coffin, just going to continue to do something I didn't fully want to do. Because I'm not a shock jock guy. I'm not a debater. I'm a discusser. So I was like, when you going to bet on yourself? It sounds like the stars are aligning to do it right now. So when all those other things started to devolve, I finally said, this is time.
Now, if you want to listen to the full interview, be sure to check out the Dreamers Pro podcast that we have pinned on the comment section below, and you can catch it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Thank you.